Hey there! In this video, I'll show you how to create a professional CV in MS Word, step by step. Plus, I'll reveal the magic of one-click design transformations. No worries if you're new to this, I'll make it super easy for you to understand. Let's get started. To start, open a blank document in MS Word. First, navigate to the View tab and enable grid lines for better alignment. Next, go to the Layout tab and select the appropriate paper size, letter 4 US or A4 for the rest of the world. Additionally, from the Margins option, set narrow margins for a clean look. Alright, let's create a sidebar now. First, go to the Insert tab, then click on Shapes and choose the rectangle shape. Draw a rectangle of any size. Then, in this new Shape Format tab, adjust it to be 11.69 inches in height and 3 inches in width. You can easily position it using your mouse or the navigational keys. Now, unselect the sidebar by clicking outside of it and go to the Design tab. Click on the Theme option and select the Facet theme, and for document formatting, go with Basic, Elegant. And in colors, let's make it stand out by using the green-yellow colors. You might be thinking, did anything really change except the color? Trust me, this is the secret sauce to making your CV look visually appealing. We'll see how it all comes together later. Now let's change the sidebar color. Select it, go to the Shape Format tab, and pick your desired color from the shape fill. I'm going with a dark green shade. And lastly, remove the shape borders by selecting No Outline under Shape Outline. Alright, let's add a photo to your CV. Go to the Insert tab and select Pictures. Make sure it fits nicely into the sidebar. To do that, right-click on the photo, go to Wrap Text, and choose In Front of Text so it won't mess up your layout. Next, click on the Crops drop-down arrow, and then choose Crop to Shape. I suggest cropping it to an oval shape. I think I should make the photo a bit closer in the frame, so the face looks clear. Just click on the Crop command, then choose the white handle, and drag it. This size should work well. Now, position it in the middle. Finally, let's set the size of this oval or circle to 2 by 2 inches. To keep things organized, let's use the Selection pane. Just head over to the Layout tab and click on the Selection pane command. You can also find it in the Formatting tabs when you select a shape or picture. Now, you'll see two objects listed in the Selection pane. Let's give them names to keep track of them. Double-click the object and type Sidebar and Picture. Now let's create Contact section. First, hide the sidebar from the Selection pane. Let me zoom the page to page width. Then, in the Insert tab, click on the text box and choose Draw Text Box. I'll draw it below the photo. Now, write Contact. Align the text to the margin and unhide the sidebar. To make this text stand out, apply the Heading 1 style to it. Then, make its background transparent by selecting No Fill and No Outline. And finally, set the color to white. To add a touch of creativity, we'll draw a line connector below the section title. Let me expand the object. Go to the Insert tab, select Shapes, and choose this line. Hold down the Shift key while drawing to make it straight. Adjust its width to 0.5. And for a bolder look, increase its weight by going to Shape Outline, then Weight, and pick 2 1/4 points. Position the line just after and align it with the bottom of the insertion point. Use the navigation keys for precision. We won't need the snapping to grid feature this time, so let's hide the grid lines. Now, let's add the contact details from the third line. First, unselect this contact box by clicking outside it. Then add the address or location icon by going to Insert and Icons and simply searching for location. Once you find it, insert the icon and bring it to the front of the text, just like the photo. Resize the icon to 0.2 and choose a color from the Graphics Fill command. I'll select and bring it here. Create a new text box and write your address, removing the fill and outline, and setting the text color to white. Now, align both of these objects by pressing Shift and selecting them. I think we should keep them close. To unselect it, click on it while pressing Shift. Next, let's make sure they're middle aligned. To do this, select both objects and click on the Align command and choose Align Middle. You'll see the change take place. Let's group them into a single object. Perfect. Lastly, move the insertion point down and align the location object with the line. To create the other contact details, simply copy the first object for each one. You can do this by selecting it and using Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V. But it'll clear out its alignment. Here's a better way. Press Ctrl+Shift, and when your cursor changes to this state, click and drag the object. It will move the object in a straight line. Now, change the icon to a phone. First, select the icon, then go to the Graphic Format tab, and choose the Change Graphic command. Here I'll choose from Icons, then search for the phone, and insert it. Add your phone number next to it. Repeat the same process for your email address. If you have a LinkedIn profile, include the link here. It's quite common these days. Unfortunately, there's no LinkedIn logo in the icons. But no worries, we'll get one from online sources. Search for LinkedIn icon. I need a plain icon, so I'll unmark the Creative Commons only option. Let's go with this one. Don't worry, we can change its color using the color command. Type in your LinkedIn profile link. Now, let's align all 4 contact details. Now select them all and use the Distribute Vertically command to space them evenly. Before grouping this whole contact section, take a copy of the title and the connector. Then, select all of them and group them. Moving on to the Education section, let's rewrite Education. For the details text, I'll just copy it from the notepad where I've written all of my CV information. I'll adjust the degree name to size 12 and italicize the institution details. Additionally, I'll decrease the spacing between them. Let's group it and give it a name. Now, let's copy the Education section and create the Certification section. In this section, instead of certifications, you can include other aspects like your technical skills, language skills, awards, hobbies, and more. To keep it organized, we'll use these bullet points, decrease the indent, and add spacing between lines. We need to resize the object. This time, select the inner borders of the object and drag it. Alright, let's align everything. Hide the sidebar and show the grid lines. Adjust the photo 2 grid lines down from the margin and the certifications 2 grid lines up. Now let's get back to the previous state. Select them all with the Shift key. And in the Align command, use the Distribute Vertically option to evenly space them. That's why we grouped elements into single objects to achieve a balanced layout. Time to create the other side of our resume. Draw a text box just 2 grid lines down from the margin and 3 grid line space between the text box and sidebar. Write your name and professional title, such as digital marketer, graphic designer, or lab technician, whatever fits your profession. For your name, use the title style, and for the professional title, select the subtitle style. Make them transparent too, for a clean appearance. Now, create a new text box for the profile section. You can also call it summary or objective, whichever suits you best. But they have slight differences in meaning. Next, simply copy the line connector by going to the selection pane, then expand the contact section and select the line connector. Now press Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V to copy it. To align it precisely with the insertion point, I'll unmark the grid lines. Justifying the text in your CV gives it a structured and polished look. Lastly, align the text with the margin. Let's include your experience by copying the profile section and renaming it. Make it fit nicely with this line. Now, I'll create a text box with a different size for the date and company details. I'll only copy and paste the date and company details. I'm going to remove this vertical bar and then press Enter. To maintain consistency, I'll italicize the company details, just as we did for education. Next, copy this object and paste it here. Then, copy the job title and its achievements text. Make the title bold, adjust the text to align with the margin, and set the text to justify. Let the company details be in 2 lines, and leave 1 grid line space between them. Since we have already selected it, move and position them below the line connector. I think we should also align them to the top by selecting the Align Top option from the Align command. Now copy these 2 for the second job. Ensure there is around 1 grid line space between the upper and lower objects. Format them similarly as before. Finally, group them and give the group a name. Moving on to the last section, Skills. Copy the Profile section again rename it to Skills, and write your skills in there. Apply bullet lists, decrease the indent, and make the text size 12. Now align the skills text 2 grid lines up from the margin. Let's zoom out to whole page. Close the selection pane and remove the grid lines. Lastly, select all 4 of them and distribute them vertically. And that's it. Your CV is ready. And now comes the coolest part: how to get different designs with one click to make your CV visually appealing. Well, simply head over to the Design tab. Here, you'll discover a bunch of themes waiting for you. Choose the one that catches your eye and see your CV transform instantly. You can also change the document formatting. It might need a little adjusting, but it's worth it. Moreover, head over to the color menu, where you can completely change the vibe of your CV by experimenting with different colors. Last but not least, you can change the fonts as well. And that is why we use styles instead of simple text. This way, we can easily change its appearance later on. By applying these design options, you can customize your CV to perfectly align with the job you're pursuing, all from a design standpoint. There you have it, your professional and polished CV is now ready to impress your potential employer and get you that dream job. A well-designed CV catches the eye of employers, and with the tips from this video, you've got everything you need to create one. Free download this CV template from the link in the description. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. Having trouble writing your CV? No worries. Watch this video to learn how to easily write it with ChatGPT. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more CV writing and designing videos. Thanks for watching. Good luck with your job hunt.